did something and I had something to edit and upload. So I feel a little bit better today. So I'm doing one right now. Okay, so we are doing neighborhood gossip hometown edition. You guys already know I come from a relatively I live in a big city, but I lived in a small suburb, so that the gossip in that community moves better, I would say, than like where I live now. I don't know anybody, so I don't have a lot of tea about them. So I'm going to tell you a story about this one girl. Okay, her name is Gigi, is what we're gonna go with. Gigi is her name. Okay, Gigi is a little bit younger than me and my peers, but you know how it is when you get older, you kind of mix up and all get together and get along as people do. Okay, now Gigi comes from a very, very, very good home. Her parents are moneyed, okay? They are comfortable. She is also comfortable. She's got a good job that pays well. They are like pretty upstanding members in the community, especially in the church community. They're like up there, okay? They do well for themselves. She does well for herself. Okay, here starts the drama. She's got some abandonment issues with her parents. I don't really know the details. She's not really my closest friend. She's just someone I know and a friend of a friend of a friend. Okay, one other thing I want to say is she is conquers all, and I truly believe that. But this guy is actually married. Married. She is dating a married man. That just, when I tell you, when I found out, I was so shocked because it didn't make sense. Like, you, a sweet, successful girl in her own right, can really have whoever she wants. Starts dating a married man. So at first, when she's being asked like, what's this really about and everything, she's just saying things like, oh, it's only for the money, blah 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 blah, type of thing. Like, oh, it's not a serious relationship. But this girl's sweet, very very sweet. So she says it's not for the money, but she said it's just for the money. But it didn't make sense because she's got a good job. You live a good life. She lived in her own apartment, 2-bedroom. She drives her own car. She goes to work. Everything is really fine with her. Okay, she's just regular girl. Then this relationship starts growing and growing and growing. Next thing you know, they are in love. Okay, honestly, it was very clear for anyone looking from the outside in that she was in love. He didn't care. You know, that man that just is over it, like over all of it, and doesn't really care about women and love, like a jaded, angry, weird man. That's just how this man came across. Okay, so on the other side of things, this man is trash talking his wife, which everyone knows that is a red flag. Okay, he is saying she's horrible, everything, and I feel like he was only saying that about the wife to make her feel better about what she was doing, but he didn't care. By the way, this man has kids, so it's not that just that he's married. He's married and he's got like 3 kids or something like that, 2 or 3 kids. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Okay, so next thing you know, they're in love. He's so into her, she's so into him, but it was very clear she was into him, he was not really into her. So he started saying all this negative crap about his wife and everything, and she kept on believing it and believing it and believing it, and it just didn't make sense. So other friends are like, girl, one of the friends who told me the story is like, girl, like, we thought you were not really into this man, what's going on now, you know? And she's like, oh yeah, we're in love, blah 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 blah. FYI, no one has really met this guy, right? At this point, no one has met him. Eventually, she gets pregnant. Okay, so in the midst of all this drama going on, yeah, his wife, just packs up and leaves. She just leaves him, okay? And this is when Gigi should have applied her brain and been like, if this woman is leaving, why is she leaving? Type of thing. Like, if your relationship is okay, one of you is going through stuff, or like for example in this case she's pregnant, it might just be that, hey, my man is not comfortable doing the stuff with me because I'm pregnant, or I'm not comfortable doing the stuff because I'm pregnant. Whatever the reasoning, whatever y'all are going through, you know if it's normal for you. And if you keep asking other people for their opinions, you know something's wrong, right? Your intuition kicking in. Obviously he's cheating. And the way he was even acting, like at the baby shower, people could tell he didn't care. And you have to understand that this is someone who's coming from a place where her reputation is everything to her, her family, everything she's doing for reputation's sake, right? So to us who are looking, we're like, why are you digging yourself further into this hole? Get out the sooner you can. We were saying get out when she first met him. We're saying get out when she got pregnant by him. We're saying get out when she was getting married. We're just saying constantly get out. Okay, so she's basically being abandoned by this man, and he's rude about it when he's asked about it. Okay, this is what's been going on. Now we're at like, it's hit the fan. And listen, I know her like barely, right? I know of her. She's a sweet girl, but at the same time, I'm just like, this is a tale as old as time. Like, haven't you heard of a narcissist? Haven't you heard don't date people who are married? Haven't you heard all those things? Why did you think it wouldn't apply to you? Do you know what I mean? So now, months later, right, I guess she's just very, gritting through it during the marriage, during the pregnancy, after the pregnancy. The dude is not there. Like, and the baby's, when a new baby, it doesn't make sense. Your spouse has done this before. They've had a newborn before. You have never done it before, and they're not there. And he would just kind of go away for 2 to 3 days and I'll come back. And he would lie and he would say he's at the mining stuff and everything. It's been taking his time and all that stuff. But he would be cheating. One of the other things he was doing too when she was pregnant was he was very like controlling about where she was. And I was like, oh, I know what that is. He was making it seem like if you're not smart, you'll think he's controlling you. He's controlling her because he wants to make sure he knows where she is because he's so jealous and so controlling. No, that's not the issue. The issue is he wanted to make sure he knew where she was at all times so that they wouldn't bump into each other because he was lying about where he was. Obviously, that was the situation, okay? Right? You're lying that you're out of town, but you're actually in town. You're going for chunks of time and coming back. And guess what? Remember when I said she was a stepmom now? So who's taking care of the stepkids? Y'all know step parents are not always like real parents, especially when the relationship is not healthy. So who's taking care of the kids? Remember when she said she was doing it for money? Come to find out that she is the one who is like running the household. She is using her paycheck to buy food for all the kids, for all the people in the home. He is not giving her money at all. All she's getting out of this is no rent. That's it. Otherwise, she's financially in the hole. She's taking care of everything. The kids that aren't really hers, they are stepkids, but they're not really hers. She's taking care of them, making sure they have clothes, shoes, school supplies, everything. She's doing that. And he's just kind of like doesn't care. Guys, this is the part where, I'm sorry, sometimes it matters where someone comes from. You are talking about someone who most likely didn't finish basic education, made it by dragging themselves out of poverty, right? Sometimes some people who are like that, they want to give their kids everything, but sometimes those same people can be very neglectful. They can become the people who say, I didn't have all of that and I made it, so why do you need all this? Like, they can have that attitude, like a very selfish attitude. And that's how he was. So this is like zero, nothing. So then Gigi decides, I'm leaving this man. Okay, she's leaving the man. She's just had a baby, but she's leaving the man. Okay, before you got here. He's my boss. I'm not leaving him. You can go. So she just packs up her things and she leaves. When I tell you, this man didn't even notice. He didn't even notice that she had left because he wasn't around when she left, and he didn't come back anytime soon. In fact, he blocked her. Before she left, he blocked her. He was like, you're irritating me, I'm so sick of this, and blocked her. Before she left, so then she packs her things and she leaves. He doesn't notice she's gone. He doesn't notice she's gone. She takes all of his information and puts him in the archive section. If you guys have WhatsApp, you know what that section is. But if you don't, it's like, on Instagram, when you restrict someone, like put them in the corner in the back, where you get their messages, where you don't get their messages in real time actively. They just in a little behind the other side, restricted section. Okay, tell me why, if he blocked you, why didn't you block him back? If you're leaving him, why didn't you block him back, Miss Mamas? That's my question, right? That's my question. And there's your answer. So she says she put him in the archive section of her phone, and she didn't realize he was reaching out. Then we're back to that portion of the relationship, the begging. He's sending her all these messages, he's begging her and everything, and she's falling for it. By the way, the reason why some of us know that is because you've gone around complaining to everybody. So now you're coming around bragging to everybody, thinking you're in a gotcha situation, thinking you got him. So you're now like, oh my god, I left him, and look at him, he's begging me to come back, not realizing that you're the fool in this situation. So she says to him, he says, what do I need to do to fix it? And she starts listing down everything. Girl, you're asking the man to have a personality change, and you think he's gonna do it. He can't do it. If he could, he would have done it all along. That's simple, right? Why don't you understand that he's trying to manipulate you by making you feel like you have some sort of control, getting you back into the relationship, and then you'll be stuck there. And guys, I didn't mention this, but obviously he's abusive. I don't want to get into how abusive he is, but he's abusive. Okay, so my question is, how do you think you're going to control him? Why do you have to tell him something to fix it when you've been saying it all along and he hasn't been listening? What's the point? What is the point? Okay, so she thinks she's gonna fix him. Oh, this is what she says. She told him, I'm 80% out of this relationship and 20% in. The ball is in your court. If you want me to do better, you have to change your behavior. She's setting herself up for harassment, physical abuse, because she's already experienced other kinds of abuse. She's setting herself up for a very toxic and potentially dangerous, like physically harmful situation to herself. Remember, I said that this guy came from nothing, so she doesn't really know him. And that's another thing, like, I feel like the only reason why sometimes I push back against the idea of like such huge cross-class divides and stuff like that is because you sometimes, like, if you've never lived in poverty, you don't know what poverty can make people do. That's the thing, you don't know what poverty can make people do, and the day you find out, you're gonna be shocked. Some of you are gonna be shocked. The same way a lot of us don't know what the ultra wealthy do to get to that wealth or to maintain that wealth, and the day we find out, we might be shocked. I'll give an example. imagination, and I feel like Gigi is lacking imagination. Now, the reason why I mentioned the friends in the beginning is because I wanted you guys to understand. One friend is the friend that she grew up with, good girl, simple morals, clean, simple life, really average girl. And then the other girl was sort of a bad influence, was making her feel like she can be bad, she can be wrong. Like, most of these people date for money. Sometimes they don't tell you that you can put yourself in very serious danger and harm's way, and that it takes a certain amount of coldness and callousness to really navigate that space without losing who you really are. And you can get lost in the sauce and the feelings. You can fall in love, and it can really ruin this whole. It's all about money, and also you can't have it both ways. You can't choose to be someone who's after money and be so wanting to clean up your image. It doesn't work that way. That's a sacrifice you have to be willing to make. You can't try to have it both ways. And I'm pretty sure, even though, like, part of the reason why I say I feel like I'm pretty sure she's not really willing to leave him is because she was raised in like a conservative Christian background, so marriage is placed very high. So even though she's breaking the rules, she wants it to work. Yeah, but that's the story. It's obviously still unfolding, but we'll see how it unfolds. But for now, this is where we are, where we always thought we would be. I'm wishing her all the best. I'm hoping she runs and she never looks back. That's my hope for her. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me edit and post this.